Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the between episodes, I've done a few things to kind of sort out some of our issues. I've built a lot of more trains and I'm building even more stuff. If you have a look over here, there's tons of all kinds of train options available. Well, train stuff available to us to get more trains running. If I have a look at my lines, I did develop a few lines. I've got an electronic components distribution line, a fabric distribution line, the grain imports, which is an old line that I had. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's just the locomotive that I used to move some of the wagons out to the depot. That's basically what that was. I've got some various workers that are moving around. I've got mechanical components line. I've got nuclear workers again. I'm distributing plastic and chemicals by the same train. But what I'm basically doing is I'm loading plastics, then I'm dropping off plastics, then I'm going back to the warehouse. I'm unloading all the plastics that I still have available, and then I'm loading chemicals and I'm dropping off chemicals. Because both of these don't require to be moved that much, I'm actually still doing all of them together. I've got steel and vehicles, which is the line I've always had. I just renamed it a little bit, so basically exporting anything that I still have left in the train at the end. And the other one, the controversial one, is I've got a line that is picking up food and other bits and pieces and dropping it off at our forward base, or our forward spot over here, and also this distribution facility over here. This one needs a little bit of work. It's kind of working the way it is at the moment, but I'm hardly keeping pace with the demand. If I have a look at this, the new facility that I built here, I keep missing it, this one. I'm struggling to fill this thing up, but it's okay. I still haven't brought meat over here, and let's quickly have a look at the meat situation. Meat, I know, is a big problem, and we do need to get a lot more meat. Yeah, it doesn't even matter, because I'm not producing enough meat to really make it to the forward base over here. So I really need to get something done. Okay, I did fix a few more things with regards to power and so on, a few boring bits and pieces. What I did do is I spent a bit of time working on planning out infrastructure, and I'll quickly show you some of the things that I've done. So I've extended our rail construction, so all the way from here, and it looks a little weird that it's such a perfect T-junction over there. But anyway, I am constructing the rail line out all the way to the border over there, so that's a secondary border access point. I've also started planning out the rail construction, and it is under construction at the moment. We don't have any vehicles over here, but it's under construction at the moment. This rail line runs all the way back towards our motorway, and then you have a look at what's going on over here. So what I've done, and this I'm loving this section over here. So what I've done is I've actually tunneled underneath the highway, because we've got this little, if we look at it from this angle, it's a bit of a hill. So we've tunneled through the hill to the other side, but I decided that let's make use of that situation, and we'll split off some rails over there and run a new rail track into that direction. And similarly on this side, what I've done is I've added some rail connections from this side to connect onto there, and then we'll take the rail off into this general direction over here. So we'll have a bit of a rail split. The move that you won't be able, the two moves that you won't be able to make, is you won't be able to go from this side over here and cross over there, and you'll also not be able to go from this side to that side. So those things aren't happening over here. But other than that, we've got a few movements here, and they will be unconstrained completely with this situation over here. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was a good opportunistic use of what was happening over here, and now that hill makes a lot of sense to have the highway go over the hill. Okay, what's happened is I finished off this interchange in between episodes while I was planning all of this stuff out, and this is basically a bit of a classical diamond. So it's got one ways out. We'll later put one ways in over there, Similarly, one way's out over there and one way's over there. So our one-way motorway system is getting pretty extended. Now, I have started work on the extension of this, and the new interchange will be somewhere over here. And I've planned out the bridge across the river to ultimately lead us into that direction over there or over there. We'll still see where we go with that. But I think the bridge is looking pretty good, and we should get a boat under here, I think. I think it's high enough to get a ship under there. But anyway, that's a pretty nice bridge. But we'll see about whether we do any kind of additional tie-ins of roads or anything like this over here. But I just thought I'd plan that. And the reason the bridge is in that spot, it is similar to what you would find in most places, is that you try and get the bridge to cross in the narrowest section of the river. And that's basically, I think, what we're doing over here. So that's why it's over there. And we're just making our way, building stuff over there. I want to do slightly different something with our interchange over here, but I don't have excavators and stuff to work in this spot. So I might have to build a forward construction office over here. And I think that's something that I'll do. Maybe on this side, maybe that spot isn't bad. This rail can still do a bit of a drop-off station or something over there. But though, this is pretty close still, and it's highway all the way. So maybe it's just about building a few construction offices over there. That's maybe the biggest thing. Okay, so what are we going to do in this episode? We still have this little bit of a situation with regards to heating. So if I quickly switch on the heating, oh, it's actually working. But the heating drops fair. We tend to lose heating a fair bit. And I thought it had to do with, we don't even have coal here, but for some reason, heating is not a problem. I feel that is pretty dangerous. The fact that we don't have coal here, how on earth does it have heating of 24 if we don't even have coal? Let's just have a look at this. This guy's dropping really quickly. Are we sure this is correct? These are dropping all. Something's funny. Something's funny. But luckily we've had a quick look. So let's quickly see who is actually responsible for moving this. I believe it's this guy. And I think they're short on dumpers. We can probably squeeze an extra 3 dumpers in there. That should help us out. We've got a few dumpers available. So what I'll do is let's just move a few of these dumpers over to this facility so we get coal here a little bit quicker. It's probably because what I also did is I decided, which is kind of ironic, I decided that we don't need the train to move coal around. Really, this is overkill. This thing is more than enough. We don't use that much. To be honest, I don't even know whether we need an additional one, but at the very least we should be able to feed it using trucks. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and not that. I'm actually going to go ahead and demolish this guy, demolish that guy. That's not the one that I want to do. So anyway, we'll leave that in there at the moment. So we may continue to use that one, so that's okay. The other thing that I'm going to get rid of is this one. Really, it's not necessary. We don't need this one. So let's get rid of this. I don't think that is a requirement, so we can reuse those areas a little bit later. Okay. So first things first. Let's quickly see. I'm pausing the game to quickly say what we're going to focus on. I want to make sure that we get heating up and running from this side as well, and we might need multiple facilities, but I think one over here somewhere will help us pull in some heating into this area. Maybe 1, 2, 3 into this area over here. Then this area here might require some more help, but we'll see. Maybe that section is not going to be well used in that regard. So we'll see how we do that. But this area certainly can probably still grow into a nice but big part of what is our lakeside area. Yeah, I think that can work. So let's quickly find our heating facilities and quickly see about getting one in. Obviously, those are the infrastructure components. Can we find energy related? Why can't I? Ah, here we go. Heating plant. It was in there then. So, where do we get workers from? Ah, we can get workers from pretty much that direction. And if we do that, we can actually run the pipes off of there. So I think this kind of setup should be okay. Oh, there's the train station. So it should be pretty easy to get that to work. So I'm thinking something, we can move it up a little bit, something like that. If we do it here, we probably need it pretty close then. So, if we do it that way, yeah, that's not quite what I had in mind though. Unless we put the facility over there, which is not the end of the world, but it's going to be slightly problematic. So let's try getting it in here somewhere so we can actually heat that fire station over there. And now, kind of in retrospect, it's probably let's do that. Let's do that. Let's try it over there. What I wanted to do is get some storage. So let's try, not engineering, storage. Let's try the small one, small aggregate storage. Unfortunately, well, this will work, but unfortunately the road connection is not going to be great. Let's see, if we do that, can we get the road connection to work? My goodness, we can. That'll... I'm pretty tempted to just run a bit of a road over here. Will we do anything with that road? We could do something over here, but maybe that's not quite useful. So maybe let's pull that back over here somewhere. And what we'll do is we'll do a little something like this, and then what we'll do is we'll run it up there and tie it in. Like so. I don't mind that. That's not too bad. And what we'll do is we'll also connect this one up here. That should be pretty good. We should be able to get workers to come on in over this way. Let's quickly have a look at how that'll work. Shall we get... Yeah, we'll definitely get someone underneath there. Okay, so let's start it off by actually running it like this. Oh man, that's going to be really cool. Yeah, so anyway, that's a crossing that's probably a little bit controversial, and at least in modern times. Slightly controversial that. Anyway, we'll get that constructed. So then we'll get this slowly up and running. So we'll have a little bit of extra coal storage over there. So that should all work. What is interesting is we don't have any power over here, so we'll need to provide a little bit of forward power. So let's not high voltage, let's get medium voltage, and let's see about, I don't think any of this needs power over here. What we could do is we could place it somewhere, yeah, we'll do it somewhere over here. I'm very tempted to not have the fanciest roads for this kind of stuff. So I'd rather do a little something like this. Okay, and I'll build the rest of the road a little bit later. And then what we'll do is we'll grab one of these guys. I believe we should get one over here. Yeah, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll run, to be honest, how much power does this thing take? Let's forget about that. Let's quickly think about the heating facility and how much power it takes. This takes, why can't I figure that out? Oh, there it is, 63 megawatt hours. I've no idea how much that is. I can't remember. I used to know how to work that out, but I haven't done it in ages. So I'm going to let's try something smaller. I don't think we need the biggest one, so let's just get the 1.5. I think that's going to be fine. It's going to look pretty awesome over here as well. Oops. Let's do that, and let's run. This one along the side of the road here. There we go, so something like that. So we'll power this facility over here, and anything else we decide to build in this general area, and that should provide heating over here for this guy, and all of that can quite comfortably get underway. So we'll see about getting construction going over there. What I'm also thinking could be quite useful is for us to bring some construction in over here. So let's quickly get a construction office up and running. I'm just thinking, if we have construction over here, it'll probably be some distance for it to go and collect stuff over here, but at least we have something that'll be close by. Alternatively, we can bring it a little closer. It doesn't have to be all the way up here, but it could be useful to have something just to make this area look and feel a little bit more used. So we'll do one of those. Okay. Because these are vehicles coming out of there, I'm just going to make use of that section. Let's get it a proper T-junction, get that in there. I think I like that. That's going to be quite good. We'll get that up and running. And the other piece that I would like to do is a bit of a distribution facility. So if we go here, distribution office. There we go. What kind of options do we have available over here? We've got a large distribution office, a medium. Medium could be sufficient. How many vehicles on a medium? They don't actually say, do they? Anyway, I think the medium is going to be fine because it's going to be predominantly going to be the coal that this one is going to go and collect somewhere. So I think that spot right there is probably good. Yeah, it goes both directions. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of link this up like so. That's going to be fine. So there we go. So that's going to be a little bit of an area in this general facility. We'll have to see what we do with our roads into other directions still. The other option was obviously for us to potentially cross the road over here, but anyway, that's going to be just fine. So that's the first thing we wanted to do. Oh, and to be honest, what I should do is see how far I can actually take these heating pipes. Just because we kind of run into trouble with these things all the time, so I thought what I'd do is we'll try and get that out of the way. Cross the road over there, and then I was thinking somewhere over here. But the problem is, if we run it along the road instead of straight, we're losing a lot of our distance. So, shall we? That's pretty straight section. Now the question is, can we? Oh, I also started construction on an extra rail loop from this line. So we can loop it over this way, and potentially that'll mean, yeah, that's a little challenging how that has to work. So anyway, we'll see. It wasn't properly planned. How far can we get this thing? It's too long somewhere over there. If we run it over here, we could get one somewhere over here, which is pretty good. But I'm kind of tempted, so if we straighten this guy up still, I don't mind running it along the side of the rail. We're not going to build anything right in there. Now the question is, can we run that through there? It's too long immediately, so I'm thinking it needs to go in here, which is okay. It's not too bad. We'll get it in there. So let me trim that back just a little bit. It's not a bad spot for it. So let's get a heating exchanger right in here. And I'm again tempted to make sure we squeeze something a little smaller in there. So let me zoom out and see how far this actually extends. I think that's going to be sufficient, really. We don't need to double up on everything. So a fair bit of double up there is going to be just fine. So I'm going to squeeze that one in over there. Nice, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll just use a bit of a gravel road connection onto there. That's going to be fine. We'll get that constructed. And we'll go and grab our heating pipe. And we'll just tie that in there. So there we go. That's a pretty tidy little piece there, and it's quite high all the way, so we should be able to get the various bits and pieces in there. Now the next one I'm going to try and get somewhere over here somewhere. That should be fine, and then I'm going to try and get another one across over here, and maybe plan it out over here somewhere. And that should give us a little bit of heat distribution in this area. If I don't go too high density, that should be completely fine. I think the double up in coverage over here is going to be just fine. So that's okay. That should be far enough away from this. So that's definitely, this power line here is definitely the absolute cutoff for anything. And we really shouldn't be building beyond anything beyond these roads here. This is kind of the outer limit. Okay, let's try and get another pipe going. So I like this is nice and tidy. Now the thing is, we'll go up, please don't do that. Do something like that, and then what we'll do is we will split it off into this direction. Oh man, this gets really close to the action here. There's a fair bit of distance that we can squeeze in there, so maybe this one we put right over here somewhere. Actually, that spot there will cover a fair bit. Then that one, we might actually have to extend that one, and then we can get something in here. And that's going to be okay, because we should have a little bit of double up from this side. I doubt it. We'll have very basic coverage over here then, basically. I think I like that. Let's get another heat exchanger. Something like that. We'll get the heat exchanger in there. I'll pull that one back just a little bit, and we'll see about tying that one in there. Oh man, that's awesome. I like that. Let's get some gravel road section on there. That's going to be fine. We'll get that constructed. So that's okay. So that's going to give us some heating over here. That's going to give us heating over this area. So we can fill in a few more bits and pieces over here, and fill in a bit more stuff over there. And now let's see about getting that final one in. That's, to be honest, that's the maximum that you can really do without overburdening the facility, by the way. So we'll do this one over here. And then the intent, I feel, is going to be that we cross it over here. And we run it on that side. Oh man, that's just looking so much better. How far can we go? We can't go that much further. So we might end up with a little bit of a overlap here. Okay, but anyway, what I'm going to try and do is I want to try and give it a curvature. Can we get it a curvature? So if we do something like that, I think we can plop it right over here somewhere, or we can extend it a little bit. So what would the extent of this thing be? It's not actually going to show us because there's no buildings there, right? We can't actually see a radius. It would have been great if you could see a little bit of a radius around these guys. So what we may have to do here is let's quickly trim this back a little bit to about the point where we decided on the curvature. Now what we can do is we can add a heating pumping station over here somewhere. So we could do a little something like this, and we can go ahead and pump it forward to make sure we get a little bit better coverage. I know the pumping isn't ideal. So if we do something like that, that's a spot where we'll find the pumping. And now what we can do is we can just basically run it forward, extend it again, and we can find a spot over here somewhere. We don't want to go too far away, but yeah, somewhere over here might be a good spot. That will actually maybe right in this spot here will provide us a fair bit of coverage. So I think the next heating exchanger is something I would like to plop in right over here somewhere. Alternatively, we could squeeze it in. I don't want to do it there because I thought I might do an extra train station in this area. So in that case, this spot here on this side is going to be absolutely ideal. And I think that's the right spot right there. Let's see if we can actually reach it. I'm hoping we can. You know what we'll do? I'll rather start it off on this one. Like so, and then we'll cross the road and we'll run it alongside the road there. Is that appropriate though? I don't quite like having it that way. Is probably not ideal. Maybe we should run it along this section. Let's do that just so that see if we get that to look a little bit better. Instead of doing all of that, let's try go up. Okay, up there. Nice, nice. I like that. I like that. That's not too bad. That is not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's okay. So now we've got a bit of heating covered in this entire area. So that is the first little piece that we just wanted to solve while we had all of that going. So we can. I'm quite happy to get all of that construction underway. Oh, I need to commission those pipings. Let's get the pipes in there. We'll commission the construction of the pipes. So that should hopefully help us out a little bit. There's a fair bit of power required in these areas to get that to work, but we can tap a bit of power off of over there. So that's going to be just fine. So hopefully that will sort things out. It'll take a little bit of time to get all of this built. Okay. Oh, I did get us a few extra hotels. So let's quickly see about popping in one of these modded hotels. So we should be able to see a hotel in here now. There we go. There's a hotel. So I've got these three, and I'm hoping they are pretty narrow and can squeeze. That one, I was hoping this one, but this is a pretty big one. So that one's not going to work. Let's try this. Oh man, that's going to be too big too. So that's not going to work. This one is massive. I thought this one was going to be a bit of a narrow one that might be able to work, but apparently not. So what we could do, yeah, this definitely doesn't want to squeeze in anywhere. But what we could do is we could try and, wow, that's really terrible to try and place. I'd rather we try and squeeze it in. I think we may be able to get that in here somewhere. And do a little bit more. Well, that'll kind of work over here. Oh, that's the end of winter. So hopefully by the next winter that'll be all up and running. This was the area that I kind of planned out last time, and that's a fair bit going on over there. And this is now the playground, all built, all good, everything's working. But I was hoping to get another hotel in this spot right over here. We could maybe get a small one in there, but anyway. And what I also want to do, what the hell are you? Oh man. Let's just get rid of that guy. So for some reason, yeah, it's too much of this stuff, really. To be honest, what I should do is let's get rid of, I'm just going to get rid of a couple of these guys. So if I get rid of that, that's okay. We'll get that to go. That means over here, you'll have to wait for that entire section to be clear. Yeah, I think if I get rid of just that one signal, that should work. And this guy should be able to get out and out and about over there. But that should be okay. I'm hoping that didn't cause issues out here. It may have caused a little bit. No, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. What's happening over here? We've got a few snow plows done. I think I still need one or two over here, so let's pop them into these facilities. Okay, we'll do a bit of that. We're building snow plows. So after snow plows, what do I need? I need, in terms of construction, I need a few bits and pieces, really. I need probably, that's okay. Dumpers. Let's one more open hole, two more open holes. Let's grab 4 more dumpers. I've still got a fair few of these. I can do with another 2 of those. Fire ladders. Anything else? I probably need 2 more of these guys. I probably need about 4 more of those. And the excavators. The rollers I've got tons of. I went way overboard with the rollers. It's more a matter of it was doing its thing while I was busy. Let's grab an extra ambulance just to fill out that number there. Get about 4 ready to go. We could do a couple of extra tower cranes, I think. I mean road cranes. The tower cranes are good, but the road cranes I feel are a little bit more flexible. So a couple more road cranes as well. And then there's a fair few of these that'll be ready to go. That's good. We've got a few more wagons and stuff being done over here. I definitely need way more of these guys. But what I've decided is I'll probably move away from the train sets and start using passenger wagons instead. Okay, so all of this is pretty much filled up. Wow, I can still do an extra 500 tons of steel in here. But all of these are filled up and we can undertake major construction projects with these guys. With these guys, we can take on major construction projects. Okay, so one of the things that we need to do is we need to see about running. Give me one of these guys. Let's get started on getting a high voltage line to head out into that general direction because we're probably going to need it. So we'll start off by running it parallel over there, and then what we'll do is we will cut across. We do that, cut across here. Something like that. I think that should be okay. We'll cut across there. Yeah, I think that's going to be just fine. Then what we'll do is we'll run it down over there and we'll start running the high voltage lines into this general area. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. What I wanted to do is now I'm thinking over here somewhere over here we'll start a little bit of a town, and maybe we'll need to come and do it up on the river over here as well. I think that might be what we need to do. So let's I'm kind of tempted to kind of do a nice little curvature into that area. Do a nice calm little curvature up here. And what I can do, yeah, but the problem is if it's on this side, we're going to struggle to get, well, that's what this rail is for. We should be able to get that rail to work also. Now, one thing that I was wondering is we could potentially tie this guy up over there. We could potentially do that. But what I thought we'd do is let's maybe plan for a bit of a town in this general area here. So if we now run that guy a little bit more straight up there. Okay, and so then we'll see about getting a town up here that we can extend to the river. So we'll start the town somewhere over here somewhere. And we'll have the train come in. That's going to be pretty good. Let's commission that and start seeing that going. What I'm also pretty keen on doing is getting our power mods in here. So power transformer. There we go. Just this guy, I think. No, not that guy. That guy is what I'm after, and what we'll do is we'll just see about squeezing this one in here so that we can. Is that going to be sufficient in terms of power? Is really always going to be the question, right? I think it's going to be a smallish town that'll help a construction office over here somewhere to get some workers, and we'll maybe be able to do, you know what, we could bring in crops for a bit of a meat facility right over here. Yeah, that's not bad. That could actually work. So what we'll need to do is probably need to run. Yeah, now the question is, do we run this guy into the other direction and then we'll bring in a friend to run this way instead? So we'll get this one to run across on that side. Yeah, let's do that. Let's quickly do that. Sorry, struggling to make up my mind as we go, you know? So instead of doing the turn over there, I'm going to run it straight along the... No, not what I had in mind. Yeah, join it there. Yeah, we'll run it straight across here. That's going to be pretty cool. So we'll run that into that general direction. That's pretty cool. I like the idea of having some additional high voltage power coming into there. So then let's get the next guy and we'll run that guy up here somewhere. Yeah, I like it. You always see these guys running side by side. Okay, so let's just make sure we try and run them side by side for the most part. Okay, and now we run it down here, and while this guy's running straight over that way, we'll turn this guy up over this way. Maybe up to about there somewhere. And now the question is, do we just run it up here and we distribute from that area? Yeah, maybe. Not good. Not good. Can we... Yeah, let's do that. Now, if we do something like this... Yeah, let's park that for a minute. Quickly get our modded facility in here. Just quickly. Wow. Time is flying when you're having fun. So if I do something like this, if we do that spot right there, I'm thinking that's pretty good right there. Now let's run this guy. Up here. So now, yeah, probably let's run our train line first. Let's just extend this rail a little bit before we do that. And I'm building without the power poles at the moment. Oh, crap. It's really so problematic when it does that. I don't know why it snaps to it so easily instead of snapping to where you would genuinely want it to be. Okay, so if you do that, then we should be able to tie into that. We'll be able to provide nice facilities up here, have a bit of a train station over there, maybe run that through on the other side. We'll still have to plan out all of that. Okay, let's just get our stuff going on over here. So if we run it up to about that spot there, tie it. Let me get that working a little bit better. Yeah, that's about right. Actually, that works really well. Okay, so let's go ahead and plan the build out of that. All of these things are now being built. Well, we'll see if that's actually going to be built. What I'll do is I will actually get this guy to continue, and that's fine. Okay, so a bit of a town over here is what I want to plan out. I cannot not even say that. Okay, so all of this will start going. This should be built pretty quickly. Our guys are really effective. What I wanted to do is, off of this area, I want to definitely do a petrol station, I want to do technical services, and I want to do a construction office. That's what I want to do off of this general area. Wow, we've finished off that piece. We've almost finished on this piece. So really, we are moving with this motorway. It's really going well. We are moving with the motorway. Okay, so that's okay. This road will take a little bit of time. So if we wanted to do a little bit of a town center over here, let's quickly see a modded shopping center. Shops. So this one has pretty much everything you need, and I think that's not a bad one, but it only has the one little storage place. How much meat does it have? Only 3 tons of meat. The others is not too bad. I might just do a cold storage for that, to be honest. Okay, so if we say shopping center right over here, you know what I don't want to do? Hang on. Let's not do this one just yet. Let's get this road built first, and then we'll see how that goes. The question is really about the meat. Maybe I should do meat over here. I think that would actually be pretty good, because we can get workers from over here ultimately. And what we could do is we could actually bridge these guys out from over here and tie them in. So that means that from here to there, we'll actually cover that as well with a separate little thing. And it's only going to be this direction. Well, we should be able to actually make that turn also. So anyway, that seems like a reasonable option. Oh, that section has completely been done. That's really good. Okay, now, let's get our meat facility. Let's plan that out. I feel like I haven't been achieving too much. But what I want to do is, from a factory perspective, okay, from a storage perspective, let's start from the storage side of things. So from a storage facility, I believe we've got a pretty big grain storage here that can take like 60,000 tons of grain. And I like it. It's nice and compact, and it'll be a bit of a feature in this area. So if we do a little something like this, well, let's zoom it out. Let's get a little bit of a central section over here. Well, to be honest, okay, let's do, from a planning perspective, let's squeeze something like that. Okay, from there we need, let's have a look at the food chain. So from there we need a livestock farm. The livestock farm then takes crops and turns it into livestock. Now we need tons of these guys. They do like 5 tons of livestock per day. Okay, so if we do that, and then what does the slaughterhouse do? So that's to store it. We can see about getting some storage going on. And this one consumes 250 tons of livestock. So we really only need one. Only need the one. And then we'll see about where we store that. But really we need so many of these. So we need like, if we do 5 of them, that's 25 tons. So what we can also do, of course, is we can do a range of these guys and just start putting some of the other guys in place. Okay, let's have a look at that. So let's see if we do something like this, right? Let's maybe place it over there. And over there. And something like that, okay? At the same time, we'll do a very similar thing on this side. One, maybe two of them on this side. Yeah, that's actually going to be pretty neat. So we'll run that. Then I want to run the other side. So that's 25 tons. Now, if we double that up, that's 50 tons. Okay, hang on. How much can we do? Wow, it can do such an enormous amount of these guys. We'll have the ability to expand it, right? Wow, that is enormous. Okay, let's move that away a little bit. We'll do that. We'll do that. That and that. So that's 50 tons. That's 50 tons. I'm under no illusions about these guys. What I do, however, just thinking about it, we probably need a spot for the rail to drop off at. Now I'm thinking about that. If I bring rail in, right, where is my rail? If I'm bringing the rail in maybe over here somewhere and then running it that way, I should have all of our stuff over here. Let's quickly redo this one. I'm pretty tempted that we're just going to do, we're just going to run a lot of, forklifts. That's the word. So I'm thinking, let's get rid of this guy just for a second. Okay, I'm going to replace it. Pretty sure I'm going to replace it. So that's the one. So instead of... Yeah, but the concern though... Anyway, we should be able to... Yeah, that should work. That should work. Even though it's a little tight here, we should be able to make it work. So if we do that, now what we can do is we can... We need to be a little careful about this, because if I say cargo station, hang on, mods cargo station, if we do, this is cargo train stations, right? So if we say we do something like that, slightly larger cargo station, you should be mindful that we're going to struggle a little bit with some of this stuff. So if we do that, that's okay. I don't mind that too much. Alternatively, how else can we have cargo stations work? That's an interesting approach, but we'll need to split that off though. Interesting approach. And this one, that's just the one side. That's multiple sides, but that's... So, we could do something like this. Now, I'd rather just go big. Because I've been... So, I'm thinking something like that. Okay, so if we do something like that, now I'm going back to storage. And we're going to have a look at the big meat storage that I've got. That's small cold storage. Huge storage, huge modern, huge cool store. 13. Whoa, that is insane. But I do agree that it's got a pretty nice spot. Oh, and that will be train as well. Yeah, but I'm still not sure whether that's really the right thing to do. But that's massive. Guys, that's absolutely massive. These 75 tons, way not big enough. That's the huge cold storage. Do we have any other bigger cold storage? I'm just tempted to see. Oh, these guys have some storage. Wow, that's big too. 750 tons. Yeah, so that could be the one, to be honest. Now the question is, if you do this one here instead, I'm not against that. If we do this one here instead, we could still bypass the rail. This is going to be easier to manage, I think. And how much is that? That's 750 tons of meat. It just feels like that might not, well, it'll be enough meat for a long time. But it's not kind of in keeping with the scale of stuff that we're trying to do over here. So that's the one option. Anything else in terms of meat storage here? Trying to see if we've got anything else. So 750. This is 3,000. This is 2,500. That is, wow, that's a substantial storage. Really, that's these guys are 75 tons. And these are tiny pieces. And then this one is, that's, yeah. So it's a little. I wonder if that's maybe not too much. 13,500 tons. It's got a rail connection, but not at the angle that I would like it to be. And I'm a little bit flabbergasted by the massive power requirement that this has. Maybe that's exactly right, isn't it? Whoa, it takes a lot of power. Cold storage takes a lot of power. I think it's too much. To be honest, I think that's too much. That's too big. The other one I think is the better size. That 750 is the right size. And what does that take in terms of power? Even that takes a fair bit of power. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, I think so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that. I'm going to get rid of this guy. IC3 cargo station. Bye bye. We're going to bring this guy in, and I think this is also where we're going to. That's fine. So my question with regards to this layout now, so that's going to be our storage. So what I also would like us to do, we're definitely going to need a little bit of road planning over here. So now, if we do. We do that, and then we go to road cargo stations quickly. Cargo stations. So let's say we're doing six of these guys. Now we could do it on this side, which will mean if we do that, right? That's pretty good. So if we do this one, we'll be able to do both sides, and maybe what we'll do is we'll add an extra one on the other side too. So something like that. Now, if that's the case, we should be able to get, we'll need a few distribution facilities to be able to do that. But now, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to get, probably going to need a fair few of them. So let's just, let's start it off by saying, well, we would like to, actually, you know what? Let's do it that so it's easily expandable. Wow, that's a massive distance that it's going to go and allow. We'll do that. We'll do this one. We'll do that one. We'll do this one. I'm happy to kind of play around with it like this. Ah, the one piece that we're missing is workers. And getting workers from the one side of this massive thing to the other side is probably going to be our biggest challenge, I think. Let's try and do something like this. I'm just thinking, we don't need... Hang on. Let's cut out this guy. There's a fair bit of planning into this kind of thing. Okay, so let's try that again. You know what we can do? We can build crossings here. We can build crossings. Okay, we'll come back to the crossings now in just a jiffy. So I wanted to make sure that we do that, and I believe they should be able to tie in. Nice. And now I want to do a number of... Actually, what we'll do is we'll have this one over here, and we'll put... we'll see. I want... That's not going to work. So we'll need to tie this one in over here somewhere. Let's do a little bit of this. A little bit of... that's okay, that can be done, and we'll tie that one in over there. Now, I still wanted to do the crossing, so let's go to mods, and if we're going to the, what is this called? Yeah, the game is running. Look at that money! I'm doing nuclear fuel exports again. What am I looking for? I'm looking for conveyor, no. What is this? Forklift, factory connection, forklift facilities. Here we go. Forklift road crossings, factory connection crossing for rail. Yeah, so this is the crossing that I'm after. So a crossing over here. Don't have a pedestrian. We do. Hang on. I don't think it's called pedestrian, right? I think it's called under the platforms. Here it is. I think it's here. One of these, some of these things. There we go. And I'm just looking for... I'm not too sure. But anyway, I think that is going to be just fine. What is this? Yeah, that's just the bus stoppy thingy, and similarly this is bus stop kind of stuff. Yeah, so this is just the underpass piece, and I wonder about that extra section there. So anyway, I just want to make sure that we build a few of them. Ooh, and that's got pipes as well, but not that we're... Ooh, what is that? That... What on earth is that? I have no idea what that is. It looks like a bit of a bus station on a forklift facility. Anyway, that's not what I'm after. I'd rather use this thing, and then we'll see if that actually works. So I'm going to squeeze a few of them in here, just to make sure that we're pretty well covered with regards to our pedestrian connections. I think that's the general idea. Did I want to squeeze one in here? I think it's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. So let's go back, forklift facilities. Get rid of that guy. Go back to my mods. Give me this guy, and what we'll do? Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. There we go. Now we should be able to, no matter where we end up getting the guys in from, we should be able to quite comfortably make the connections. Okay, so now let's tie a few of these connections together. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, anyway, that should... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's all connected. These I wanted to connect up over here. I want to do multiple connections into there. Now, the piece that's not connected up is that side, but I think that will do with distribution. We'll just get the grain to come in this way. Now, that guy can actually connect up here. Cool, this guy's going to connect there, that guy's going to connect over here. So, what we can do is we can get our forklifts in through here. Let's quickly go to the modded forklift pieces. Let's just make sure we finish off our connections, like so, and like so, and like so. So this facility should be expandable, at least somewhat, right? It's not the cleanest, but it should be expandable. But what I want to make sure is that under mods, we get our forklift facilities, and I want to make sure we get a number of these guys in place. That's really the story here. I'm a little hesitant to have them run through there. Okay, so let's do that as forklift facilities. I'm hoping that's going to be sufficient. If we need to add some more on another edge, we should be able to do that. So it's not going to be the end of the world, that. Okay, now let's just get our forklift connections all sorted out. Oh my goodness, we should end this episode. I think that should be quite useful. These guys should tie in quite nicely, and there we go. Now let's get a bit of a road going on the edge of this. I'm going to go ahead and do... Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, so if I do this, right? It's kind of what I'm planning. This guy can tie in there. Can this guy... doesn't really work that well. Similarly, what we'll do is we'll run this guy out there. Please tie in there. Doesn't want to... Okay, so we'll have to redo that section. I'm going to end the episode now, guys. We'll have a quick look at what's happened in the meantime. So if we do this, we should be able to tie in. There we go. That's good. That is good. So what we'll also do, this road's probably almost done. Big section's been done here. So now if we do this, I want to make sure we leave a little bit of room there, and we'll run it along this side. Now the question is, do we want to do that though? Anyway, what I definitely want to do is run it up here and tie these guys in. We need a fire station up here. I need to remember that. Now let's run. Wow. So the problem with our road layout like this is it means that we're not planning to allow for much in the line of expansion. Really, there's not a lot of space left to expand over here, so maybe it's not the end of the world if we decide that that is in fact the way we're going to do it. Something like that. It's not the cleanest setup, but what we'll do is let's run this guy into that general direction, and what we'll do is we'll tie this one in over there. So that kind of thing. So now this road can run off in this area, and this is going to be kind of what we're doing over here. So let's just tie this in. Finish off this planning. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty much everything tied in. Apart from this guy. Let's do a bit of that. Now, we don't have any trains dropping off passengers yet. So that's one of the things we're going to need to do. And I also want a little bit of a bypass track in this area. And then the fire station as well. Those kind of things. But anyway, guys, that's kind of what we're going to do with regards to our meat shortage. That should go a long way in terms of fixing our meat shortage problems. This is actually coming along quite nicely. We should get our new construction offices over here. This is coming along. Where's our track coming? Guys, this is way too slow. Oh, no, it is. It's coming, but really it's struggling. It feels like it's struggling. Even that side, I don't know why some of this is taking that long. Is this construction doing anything? Not at all. We don't have anything assigned to it, so let's quickly assign a few things here. That should hopefully do the trick. We can do exactly the same guys over there. We'll get the Irinsky guys to come and do this section as well. Hopefully they'll go ahead and do that. What I did in fact do is I did start getting these guys set up to be built. Wow, they're all built. They are all built. They're not getting workers or anything. They're all built. I haven't started construction over here. Let's continue our construction on these. I just want to make sure we build the entire stretch of these things. Let's open up that and we'll finish off all of that. Just to make sure that we've got everything built. So I've kind of figured, oh, that's been done. Oh, this actually has workers over there too. What's going on with this? Still pretty slow up here. How's our steel looking? Whoa, we have like no steel. We really run out of steel really quickly. What's going on over here? Somebody's stuck. Waiting on that guy. Yeah, this is why I don't have the steel. Go ahead and move along, I think. Thank you. Finish that off. We'll get the rest going. That's why that's been taking so slowly. What's happened with some of this stuff? We should have a lot of train stuff done. A fair bit. Ooh, yes, we're going to have one of those guys really soon. The roads are doing pretty good. Anything else that we've been building over here? We haven't actually built anything new in this area. Ooh, all of that's done. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. These guys are all done. Don't know whether we've got all of these sorted out just yet, but anyway, working on that. Hopefully we can get that done. There's definitely the need for that construction office over here to be done so that we can get stuff done a little bit quicker over here in this area. Guys, I am going to call it. That's going to be the end of the episode. Once we get a few more hotels along this section, which is the plan, I'll bring in more planes. So this airport gets a little bit busier. But as it stands, we are getting a lot of money from tourism. I mean, look at that dollars. We're only getting dollars from tourism, and look at where that's going. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. We're out of crops, but we still have a fair bit of food. So as soon as the next train arrives, we should have all of that sorted out, right? Why are you stuck? You're not stuck. It's just a little weird. I wanted to build something to pick up coal over here as well to fill up on the other side, but Anyway, that's okay. You should bring back more crops. So we're really using so many crops, so much crops at this point in time. And we're going to bring in crops for the meat production as well. How's this going? Are we still on the list? Yeah, we're still on the list, and that's okay. As long as we're on the list, I'm happy. We're exporting tons of stuff. We've got lots of money. We can quite easily and comfortably pay for a lot of the things that we want to do. Need to fill up this work with a bit more workers. So guys, I'm probably going to let it run a little bit in between episodes, get a few more of these things done. I will finish off the construction of this with you in the next episode, and then we're going to lay out a bit of a town over here that can supply workers over here and construction workers for another few construction offices that we're going to build over here. They're going to draw from this area, but still can just a few construction offices so that we can push forward with our construction. And then we're going to do some form of oil facility somewhere over here, but that is the future. Okay, excellent. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, if this place is looking awesome, why am I... Shouldn't be running out of power. I did, in fact, get the nuclear power onto the train tracks, so should be okay. Guys, yes, that's gone on way, way long. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.